Hey guys, and welcome to Tutorial Grid. Now, here is the deal. So my internet decided it wanted to go down the other day, and this is kind of a pickup of what we were doing on the live stream. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to try to keep this down to about 5-10 minutes and kind of show you all what DigiFX damage plugin does and how you can win it. And we're going to be giving it away on Wednesday next week. That is Wednesday, the 26th, 2017. So we'll be giving it away then. So in order to win the DigiFX damage plugin, what you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And if you can, share it. That'd be awesome. So again, that is like, comment, subscribe, and share, and you will be entered to win the DigiFX plugin. Okay, so that's not too hard to do, especially if you like plugins. You could be entered to win. There's about 10 people that's involved right now, so your chances of winning are pretty good. So let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? So the first thing that we got here is we've got this dead guy on some tables. So let's go ahead and go to our effects and presets. Where are we? DigiFX damage, boom. And let's just go ahead and drag that onto our footage. So aged film right off the bat has this really cool, interesting look. If you play that back, it already gives us a pretty cool look. This is 4K footage, so 4/4 is going to be about 720. So it already has a pretty cool look to it, and that's right off the bat. So let's go ahead and look at our controls. We've got blend with original, which basically just, you know, it blends it in, makes it a little bit more opaque. You can do it less, you can do it more, kind of just gives it, you know, just some subtler looks. We've got de-interlace. If you're working with interlaced footage, you can go ahead and de-interlace your footage, and that'll help it make it look like progressive footage, so you don't have to render it first and then plug it in. So that's pretty sweet. We've got the random seed, which obviously if you're copying, pasting this exact same effect onto other footage, you want to mess with that random seed so it doesn't look exactly the same every single time you paste it on there. You've got color control, and this is really cool because you can change the colors of the film. So you've got RGB there. You've got the flicker amount, which is basically just turns the flicker like way up, which is pretty cool. Let me zero that out. We got flicker frequency. If we turn this up, kind of gives it kind of like a in and out, so it's not like on and off, on and off. It's like 1 to 150 to 100, which is pretty cool. Flicker phase, which kind of makes it just kind of has that kind of like pulsating look. Then we've got some erratic flicker stuff, and you can change with the flicker probability. So it's just like crazy, a lot more sporadic and just insane looking. So yeah, it just kind of goes in and goes out and gets, you know, you can mess around with a lot of settings. Really, really cool. Then we've got channel noise, which you can change the RGB settings of the channel noise just itself. So you're not messing with the actual color of the footage. You're just messing with the noise, which is really nice. So you got RGB there, as well as you can turn it into monochrome. So it basically just kind of monochromes out the grain, but it still adds to the final image of the color of the final image, which is really cool. And you can kind of mess with the tinting here too. So if we wanted like a pinker tint, you can kind of give that over additive look, which is pretty cool. We've got the gradient curve, which really doesn't do too much. You're gonna have to kind of mess with those settings. I don't really mess with that ever. And then we got these controls right here. So we got dust control. So if you see on here, we've got a ton of cool little dust particles on our footage, and you can mess with the size, the amount, and you can change every single one of those things. So if you want a whole lot of dust, you got it. You've got the size, you've got the amount. If you want to just turn all these things all the way up, you've got it. You've got a crazy amount of dust. You've got 3 different layers of dust you can add onto there. Let's go ahead and just turn these all the way up for giggles there. So this is as much dust as you possibly can get onto your film reel. And it's really, I mean, even with all of it turned up, usually you think, oh my gosh, all the settings are turned up, it's going to look gross. It's not too bad. It's kind of cool, but there's with it mostly turned up all the way. But I mean, it gives them some cool, unique looks. Let's go ahead and zero these out here real quick. And we're going to move on to the next one. All right, so the next one that we got here are these vertical lines. So it says 6 right here. Let's go ahead and move that up to 64. And you can kind of see it gives that really cool little animated scan line look. You can turn it up all the way and get a ton of them across the scan. Turn up the opacity to where they're just right in there. And then the variance. I mean, you can do a lot of really cool things with this plugin. Let's go ahead and turn these down like 5 and turn these down all the way again. And then you've got your frame jitter, which is literally the way this this plugin reacts and jitters around. This is probably my favorite, the proper probability and the max amount, because you can see it. The frame will jitter out, but it'll also do kind of like a dual frame exposure like that right there. Yeah, like you see the dual frame, which is really cool. Really, really cool. So you can do some really, really neat horror effects with this and just really mess around with it and just get some really, really cool looks right off the bat. And it's really fast to render. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So that is the aged film. The next one is going to be Artifact, which this is the one I use the most. I use this a lot with text effects. It's really, really cool if you're using Luma keys and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and delve into this. So Artifact, we've got the same blender modes. You can use, 100 or completely opaque. Go ahead and move that down. You've got the random seed. You also have the operation type. So we've got burst mode, JPEG, blackout, which is one of my favorite ones, especially with text. Recolor, which completely recolors the footage that all the blocks go onto. And shifter, which basically shifts and pauses the video in these little blocks, which is really cool. It's also another one of my favorites, especially with text. You can pop that right back down into normal, and you can kind of play around with those. Also, if you want, you can check out the Digi Effects plugin yourself at digieffects.com. There will be a link in the description, and you can download the plugin and mess around with it before you purchase. And the plugin's actually $100 or $99.99 or $99 or $100 or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty cool. It's not too bad of a price. So if you don't win it, it's not like crazy amount of money to get this plugin. So let's go ahead and move on. So we've got the color artifacting, we've got artifact frequency, and the average duration. So all these things just change just a ton of stuff. So average duration is actually the duration amount that changes how long these things are there. Freezing is one of my favorite ones, where it actually freezes the pixels into place in each one of these blocks, which is really, really cool. I love it. Let's go ahead and pull that up. You just kind of see it just gives this really cool, unique not scan line, but a just this blocky, like old VHS tape kind of look, which is really, really cool. And it also comes with this this version that says downgrader right here, which you never want to really downgrade your footage, but what it does, it basically just pixelates it out. So let's move this down to 13%, and you can see it just kind of starts to pixel that thing out just a little bit. Let's keep going down here. Pixels it out just a little bit, and then we can also do, let's do this more. It's supposed to be doing it a lot more. But it just kind of downgrades the footage a little bit. You can also change the lo-fi color, which is going to completely make the colors look just really off, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Cool. All right, let's move on. So that is Artifact. Let's go to Blockade. So Blockade is very similar in the, I mean, it's virtually the same thing, except you've got a lot more control. Okay. So let's go ahead and change so right directly off the bat, this is what it looks like. You've got, it's more of a scan. Go ahead and do our freezers. It's going to freeze that into place a little bit. We got freeze duration, how long the freeze stays. So that moves and jitters the frame around, and it kind of, makes it look as if it's having a tough time downloading from Netflix. Yeah, so we've got that. We've got the freezer duration, which is how long that stays there for. The stutter, this is pretty cool. So this will actually stutter the amount of the freezer will go. So it's like this janky little jittery kind of look, which is nice. But there's a ton of different things that you can do with this plugin. That's just overall, there's just a ton of stuff you can do. I love it. All right, timing, just changes timing of the Blockade. You got sizing, striping, and coloring. Block amount, let's just turn up a few, like 1. Got a couple there that are just kind of freezing. It looks just kind of like crappy, like you've downloaded a bad movie offline. Or, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Cool. So that's Blockade. Very similar to the other artifacting plugin. a little bit more control, some stuff that you can do, just a little bit slightly different look, but still very, very cool. So let's go ahead and do channel offset. Now this should be right off the bat, something that you're very familiar with. I've used this actually in a few different projects and music videos. Very, very nice look to it. And it's literally just a channel offset, and just right off the bat, it gives you a really cool look. So you can also do the same thing with the timing offset, so you can kind of move it around and change the timing. Let's check out the anchor point. So you can move that and move the anchor point, so you can move it and tell where that jitter is going to come from. Very nice. And then again, we've got the red, green, and blue, and you can change every single one of these things. That's pretty cool. All right, but again, that's just a channel offset. Go ahead and delete that. Destabilize. This one's really nice right off the bat as well. Check this out. Now this would have taken a ton of time just to set this up with wiggle and with this channel offset. This would have taken just forever to keyframe out and to get this special kind of look. And this is literally a drag and drop feature. So this is very, very cool. Very, very cool. Love it. All right, let's check this out. So we've got, again, the blend, we've got the random seed, we've got the de-interlace, color control, which basically, again, it changes the different color aspects of the frame and kind of moves them around. Instead of actually coloring the frame, it actually moves the framing, and you can do an alpha composite, which is pretty cool. All right, let's move those off there. Cool. Motion control. So I'm always afraid of seeing this massive drop down of control. So you can literally change every single aspect of this plugin. Where the horizontal lines meet, where the vertical max is, where the zoom is, the channel offset, the rotation phase. There's just too much to go through in one video, but you know, you can just sit here and I just want to mess with this, move that down, move that up. Let's change the amplitude of that, and let's just do something really, really random. Let's just change the radicness there. Cool, let's check this out. Okay, that's just bonkers madness. But you see what I'm going with. There's just a ton of different stuff that you can do with it. Yeah, that's just nuts. I think that's probably what this guy is right here. Yeah, there's probably a lot there. Let's try that out. It's not as bad. Let's do vertical max back. Turn that down a little bit. But this, like, subtle changes do a lot in this plugin. That's still just off the wall like crazy. But you see where I'm going at. It does a lot of cool little things here. And you can slow that down as much as you need to, as much as you want. That's Destabilize. All right, here's interference, which this is really cool to make like a CCTV kind of look. There's not too many different fields that you can mess with here. Again, we got blend, random seed, fields set up, and you can change the literal width of all of the different scan lines that we have here. Let's turn those up just so you can see them a little better. See that? And that directly influences the footage. Pretty cool. Turn that down again. Process input. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a grainy look. Luminance. So if you want to kind of make the look a little bit brighter and try to keep with the way the footage look, that's really cool right there. Now there used to be an effect like this directly built into Adobe, and I believe that's what they're basing this one off of. And again, you can change all the tints and the colors. You've got the noise and modulation, and I believe the modulation is actually more of a wave. Yeah, there you go. Change that erratic wave look. That's cool. Yeah, I like it. Cool. So that is interference. Let's check out Overexpose. Now this one kind of, you know, is pretty straightforward. Go ahead and look at this. And again, all of these effects are directly dropped into the footage, and this is the result that it gives. And again, you can change all the different parameters of this to get a look that you're going to want. So again, we got blend with original, random seed, pre-color correct. So if you wanted to sit there and color correct your footage, so if I wanted to have this a little bit more tingy, more like a cyan color, move that there, move some blues up here. There we go. Got a little bit more of like a cyan color, weird hospital color. You've got it. Bloom controls pretty much the glow, so you can see it glowing out a little bit around here, so you can change all that in the intensity. Bloom amp. There we go. I want to make this thing just look just nuts. There we go. Now we can really see what that does. Very erratic, very erratic. Let's see what chaos will do. Cool. Love it, love it, love it, love it. More bloom frequency. We need more bloom. Let's just turn up some of these things and just see what happens. Oh, that's cool right there. It's going in between the actual footage look as well as the bloom and colored footage. It's really cool. I haven't messed around with this one too much, so this is really neat. Post color correct, and you can, you know, actually color correct this footage. More blue, green, and less red. So that just looked awful. But you get the picture. Cool. Then we got the advanced tab, chaos. You can turn that down. Turn all that stuff down. You can kind of mess around with that, and it just gives a little bit more of a subtle look. So there's that. That is Overexpose. Yeah, let's turn this off there. Cool. We've got 2 left. Skew. Yeah, this one is like a definitely broken VHS tape. Something's wrong with the tracking feature on my VHS player. All right, let's go into it. So we've got blend with original random seed. We've got the color, tint, brightness, fall off, which changes the static. The variance, which is these larger lines. Contrast, again, I mean, everybody kind of knows what contrast is. Oh, that's the VHS look from my childhood right there. Contrast, variance, noise, distortion, glow, ghosting. I mean, the looks that this is able to create, and it just like ruins footage, but it's able to create this very unique look. And again, this is just directly out of the plugin. We're just kind of messing around with some of the features. It's just a very, very cool plugin. And at only $100, it's not bad. And again, you guys can win it for free. All you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, and share. And you could be entered to win this plugin, which will be given away next Wednesday. Amplitude, frequency, speed, offset, variance, glow intensity, glow size. Let's turn that up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Ghost weight. Now, I hope there's no ghosts in here. There we go. Let's check this out. What have we created? That's just a mess. But it's, I'm sure someone would love this look, if there was just something that you really, I was like, oh my gosh, we found this broken VHS tape. Maybe we can get something off the tape, and you plug it into the VHS player and it looks like this. You can barely see anything, but you're getting the evidence, crime scene drama type deal, which, obviously nobody uses VHS tapes nowadays. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to get this from a DVD player, but look, the look is there. So there's a ton of different stuff that you can do. So that is Skew. And now we're on to the last plugin of the damage effects package, which is the wave displace. Now this is pretty straightforward. Wave displacement, blend with original. You've got it there. A number of generators. So yeah, you can make this just nasty if you want to, which yeah, that's pretty gross right there. So let's move this down to like 10 and see what that does. That's not too bad. That's not too bad right there, but there's a lot going on, like 2 wave displacers. There we go. Now, I'm not sure exactly what this look is going off of. I'm not sure if I like it. It's not something that I'm to like something I'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use this. But it's there. So it's not really for me part of this plugin, but I'm sure there is something that I will wish I had this in the future and I will remember it and be like, oh my gosh, there is this feature on this plugin that makes the footage look weird and scanline-y wavy. And I guess I can use it, but it's there. There's a ton of different stuff that you can do. I mean, again, I haven't really used this part of the plugin all that much, and it kind of gives this unique look. I'm not 100% sure where I would use it, but it's there if you want to use it. So guys, thank you for visiting my little tutorial. It's not even a tutorial. Thank you for visiting my contest page, which this is a contest page. This is all about DigiFX damage and how you can win it, which you can win it by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And this plugin will be given away on Wednesday, next Wednesday. So make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and you can totally win this package. And if not, you can check it out for free as a free download from digifx.com. There will just be like a big red X on it. But again, you can win that plugin as long as you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll be picking a winner on Wednesday. So guys, my name is Cherokee Turner. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of damage, and please like, comment, share, and subscribe so you can be entered to win this awesome plugin. And guys, I will see you next time.